Right then, here we are. We're going to do a bit of talking. How exciting. I need a microphone for this camera really, but so I don't know how well you'll hear me. But we'll give it a shot. Anyway, it's Tuesday, just after the bank holiday. Still trying to catch up from our holiday. We've just been closed for a couple of weeks. This is what I'm trying to get done as soon as possible. This is a 14-inch by 6.5 oak snare shell. This was ordered on eBay actually. So if you don't want to order online or you want that eBay protection, you can order snare shells at least on eBay. I'd rather you didn't mind, but I just use it as an advertising tool really. And most people see things on eBay and then come to us, so we're not paying their fees. So that's that one. This will be nice. This is an 18-inch maple shell, and the customer has asked for it to be pre-finished, so that's going to have a black stain on it. Here we've got this customer wants wood hoops for his toms, but he's not sure whether he wants to go for your traditional bass drum hoop style with claws. That's got masking tape on it at the minute, or the Superply hoop. So he's ordering one of each to check them out and see which he prefers. So they need to get done this week, and there's a lot of other stuff that I've not took out of mould yet, but that's where we're cracking on with first of all. So certainly first job, once it's out of the mould, what I've done is I've cut it to size, and then I've just sanded that. It's totally flat, so when it goes on the router table it will cut properly. So the next job to do on this one is to sand it inside and out. I do that first so that when I'm once the edges are done, I'm not altering anything by running the sander over there. Same with this one. This will be sanded inside and out, ready for stain. That's already been cut to size. These two just needs a little round over edge on, and then that's pretty much done, other than a bit of a sand. This one needs the horrible job of machining all of this out so that it sits flush on the hoop, which I've already filmed a few times, but I will probably film the process again. Got the back attached. I sand, if it's a raw shell, everything gets sanded to 120 grit. This is the bass drum style hoop for a 14-inch tom. That just needs the edge rounding over, and I don't use a round over bit for these. I never have. I just think they take too much, where's my finger, off this edge before you start getting to the round over when it's fairly thin. It's about 7.5mm that. So I just use a 45 bit and just do a right little chamfer either side, and then around that by hand.
Well, I got to missing you from the dark side of this room. As the sun poured down like honey from the sky. And it
That's the 45 edge cut. And we'll now sand that first with some 80 grit, and then finish off with some 120 grit.
just across my mind that other place in time when you danced your nervous hands across my thighs. Whoa, nothing gold can stay, so stay anyway. I long to hold you in the pale moonlight. Now I'm betting against the odds and tempting the old gods by laying across a crack in the ice. Hey, you love me once, I bet you do it twice.
Could you hear it? I guess yes. I don't remember what I was doing. I think so. Oh yeah. Now I can't hear me.
Yes, seen good men go bad, withstood more than I could stand. Well, what can you do but tremble for it all? But I ache for what I've lost, over bridges burned and crossed, and it's your full lips I can't help but recall. Oh, nothing gold can stay, so stay anyway. I've never known the stars to burn so bright. Now I'm betting against the odds and tempting the old gods. I've paid the cost for refusing the price. Hey, you love me once, I bet you do it twice.
Yeah, that will get double checked on the granite slab before it goes out, but I know that's absolutely perfectly flat. So now we're going to do the snare beds. I do the profile at the ends. I do it by hand, but the flat spot in the middle, I do that on the router table just to guarantee that that's totally flat across there. So I'll use one of these. This I bought from Drum Foundry in the US. I don't know, in the early 2000s, something like that. I'd used paper copies before that. This is just a plastic thing, and it's really old and really tatty, but it does the job. These obviously give you outer diameters that you put your shell onto. These different colours here are for various lug configurations, 6 lug, 8 lug, 10 lug, and this bit here helps with your snare beds, the width. Also it's got a floor tom leg. These are my floor tom leg position, so you just drop your shell on and put a mark on the bottom. So we'll sit this on. I always do the throw off on the outer seam. I'll line that up on the 14 mark. Just check the other side. Just not drop the router bit. So then, so that would be it. Oh, I've not put any tape on, but it doesn't matter. So that would be your lug position, and that's where I want to cut there. That's what. So that bit there will be flat. So that's the route bit. Headphones on.
Oh, the wind in my
It gives us the flat spots, which we then need to press by hand.
Sometimes I feel out of place, as if I had to belong somewhere else. Oh, like a soul in pain, oh, out of its time. And I run, in circles. Difficult, take the best of it and run. Fill my pockets with presents, based on future and now. I can recall my details, believe I'm a kind of guy.
Right, so here we've got the super ply hoop. It's for a 14-inch tom. I just need to machine the inside on this bit for the head. I do this every time, even though I know what bit I'm using and what depth to do it. I always just put a head on, pencil line there. So this router cutter will machine up to that pencil line there. The one closest to the finger, not the other one. And that's what the collar of the head will sit into.
Inside the darkness, I will look for happiness. To end up coming back home, it was always in my backpack.
And there you have it. That's the inside, and then hoop. This is a really old head that's warped, but the head will sit flush in there. There's not much more to do on this one other than sanding it. If it was a snare hoop, we'd put a gate in it. I'll put a flat spot on there for the throw off to get past. But for a tom hoop, it just needs sanding and it's done. Right, so we've got this maple shell. Customer has ordered with a black stain. So I'm going to sand inside and out to 120. And that is it. No smoother. no smoother on, especially on the outside, otherwise the stain will be patchy. It won't absorb into the wood. Vacuum on. I'm going to mask the edges now. Right, next job. Right, gloves on. Some black stain on that. I'm going to use a rag. Okay.